What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another video. With our first day of trading of the new year underneath the belt, I want to walk you through the price action of that very first day. I know it's all exciting, and we're coming in with these new goals, learning from what we did in 2024, all excited to just crush it in the new year. So certainly there must be clean price action given to me on the first trading day of the year, right? That's just how it works. Not necessarily. So you do have to still be patient, stick to your plan, have a plan in place of what you're looking for, and be patient. I was flat on the very first day of the year and I'm all excited for it. It is a short week with just the Thursday, Friday, and then we'll have a weekend again. But I didn't find a super clean trade. Could I have marked up some ideas? Yes. But also I had some other work I wanted to get done before we get the real start to the new year rolling with these full weeks ahead of us. We got the Dallas seminar coming up with me and Austin on the 15th to the 19th. So that's going to be super exciting. So I had to do some work with that. But regardless, let's take a look at the chart real quick as we just walk you through what I did see of potential plays at it. I mean, first of all, we had some volatile movement. We were on AceFX TV this morning live streaming it. That the open comes in at 35 points down. Very volatile move, but then just as easily up another 50. But then from that top, it comes right back to the bottom, another 50. We moved 140 points in a matter of an hour, right? Obviously, it's not straight up. That'd be a rip and a half. But regardless, it used 140 points worth of gas, if you want to look at it that way, where it was just very, very choppy. There's no clear trend. But I think the best plays to avoid would firstly be these longs up here potentially. As you're seeing, okay, we couldn't break for a new low a day and hold. Sellers gave up that control real quick. We're back above this blue yesterday's New York V upright going from Tuesday, it would be. But we're back above New York. Oh, and then maybe a higher low here. We're back above New York again. But and I am leaning a little bit long bias on the 15-minute just overall, but I think if you just add this extra layer using the helpful edgeful stats, right? If we turn on the initial balance, you can see that first pop up, that's the initial balance high, and this is our initial balance low. We probably only break one side, so being that we took out the bottom, we probably now don't go and double break, which would then mean we go way up there. So that kind of kills your long ideas for this to work out much higher. Obviously, you could try to long it here and take it a little bit higher, but I have to assume if you're long it here, it's because you think it can go higher and higher on the day for a new high of day, but statistically, it probably doesn't want to happen. So I don't love these longs right here just because the price action is not trending. If anything, we just made a new low a day, so it's tough to now go ask for a new high a day right after. Very choppy though, so I can see why someone would want to trade from the top of the range to the bottom, from the bottom to the top. But that's why I was staying flat because I don't love the long, but I don't really love the shorts either. I mean, there's no clear selling strength yet, but I do think we probably go lower than higher because that edge full stat that we can just look at real quick here. On the initial balance, only 31% of the time in the past year does it double break, even if you go by weekday. It's a Thursday, although it feels like a Monday starting off the week on Thursdays, 35% of the time. So it's not very likely that we go make a new high day now. So I'm leaning for shorts. So if you put on a lower day view up at that point, turn that the purple view up. Blue is yesterday's New York. So maybe once we take that out, sellers stepping in for control, it's a wide stop at 17 points at that previous structure, but just as quickly it moves 60. So a big shove down. I think it's tough. I was having the conversations in the Blaster Club members. Let's just take it back to this candle that they were in a little bit higher around the New York because they saw this short idea with me as well. So let's just mark it up like this. If we're short up here at the New York, and now we got 4 points down or four candles down for 14 points, right? But the stop loss is probably a little bit tighter at that point. What do we do here? I got my 1R. We're at the bottom of the range. We bounced off it here. Couldn't really break it there. We bounced there. What do we do this time? Are we ranging today? We're at a key level. I'm trading from level to level on a ranging day. They took profit. And I think that's a smart thing to do. There's no way in hell you could honestly look at yourself and say, oh, yeah, I knew that if I just held longer, we were going to shove through at 50 points. That doesn't happen on a given day, probability wise. It happened this time. And it's very easy to look back and say, oh, man, I should have trailed my stop as it moved lower and lower. Yes, you could have. But again, going back to this, taking your profits at a key level, if it were to just bounce right off it like it did the previous times and come back into the middle range, would you be having that conversation with yourself of, I should have left a piece running? No, you would have said, oh, I should have took profit down there because look at all the hits it took there and couldn't move lower. So you got to try to be non-hindsight bias. I know it's tough and I followed into it as well. But realistically, if you took that short at the middle of the range, you did a good job taking profits at the bottom of the range. Obviously, you left money on the table. That's always going to happen anyways, right? Let's say you did hold it for a little bit longer to there. All right, you got 42 points out of it. That's a monster trade. Well, it went 60, so you left 20 points on the table. So you're never going to catch it all. You're never going to have enough, right? So you just got to be content with I followed my rules. I traded level to level. I traded smart. All right, I did what I can do. And then besides that, after that move, we could just un playbook. Okay, let's go backwards. It makes a new low a day. At this point, let's on a low a day view up. Could you take this short on a low a day break here? You could, but it's just very overextended. It's now late in the day. It's an hour left in the session. Do we have a gas to make another new low a day after 60 or so points here? And we used 130 there, right? Just a lot of movement today, a lot of gas for a no news day after the unemployment claims. It's the first day of the year, so I'm fine being flat. Like I said, I wasn't even watching this trade live. I just saw the BSC members comment that, oh man, I got out here and I look stupid. No, you don't. You did a good job managing trade, taking a mid range trade on a sideways day. I think the big lesson is coming in on the new year, all excited with all these goals. The main thing is just be patient for that one trade, right? Even if we just go back here real quick. At the open, we were live on ASFX TV. Could we have, obviously, I'm not going to do it. Could we have chased this short? I mean, I guess you could have, but it's not really my plan there. I could have bought this back up, but it's not really in my plan of do I want to retrace this entire move down? All right, and then we get a break for a new high. You know, I'm not chasing that first break. I like to see a retest, maybe a continuation. We don't get that, so I'm still flat. Now we're at the bottom of the range. I'm not doing anything down there. There was really nothing fitting my playbook. I could have maybe generated some ideas, but is that what I need to be my first trade of the year? Forcing something just because I want to take a trade? No. I'm going to wait for hopefully tomorrow we end off the week with some trending price action and I'll capitalize on it there. One other thing you could say is go back to the 15-minute here, where I'm going to say yesterday, it was Tuesday. It's an interesting day just right off the bat. We took out yesterday's low and yesterday's high, right? So it's an outside bar day for sure, but on both ends. So there's not really a strong probability of which way it breaks. But I think one thing now, when you look back on the short you took, the one we have marked up, you can see the circle here at the bottom of the range where you take the trade off. Obviously, at the end of the 15-minute candle, it looks very, very strong that, yeah, this thing probably wants to move lower, but also really just went back to the low a day. That I think the longs were here at the open, but then once it comes back down, I can see why you might want to long it here, right? On the 15-minute perspective, like those first ideas we went over, because you're saying, okay, maybe these are higher lows. We're clearly still respecting this yesterday's New York. But remember, I said I don't love the long just because stats wise, we probably don't double break the initial balance. So that would kill this idea on this given day. Where if we hadn't taken out the initial balance yet, I probably would be reading this 15-minute as, yeah, I'm still looking for longs. This is a nice area to buy a bounce off of, right? Because you can even turn on a daily view up. It's gone over because it's a new day. Let's turn that here. You actually never get above it. So never mind. Probably not because you never fully get buyers stepping back in above the daily view up from the changeover. So that'd be one thing that could definitely be better. If we couldn't at least got above that, then maybe I would believe we do double break it today because buyers are holding up structure quite nicely. But it's good to have the new year up and rolling. It'll really pick back up next week when we have a full 5 days to trade. We'll do some good markups today, good lessons. If you made some money, great. If you lost some money, it's all right. A long year ahead to make it back. There's going to be plenty more losses to come. Learn from them. Refine your edge. Refine your plan this year. Let's all take it seriously. Do good report cards. Do good markups. Ask questions. Ask for feedback, right? Look to grow. Look to learn from every trade, whether it's a winner or a loser. It's a choppy day today, like I said, but there's still plenty of lessons of what could I have done? What should I have not done? What could have I avoided if I did take a trade? Where was the money? What could I have done, right? And then you get 1% better every single day. But I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's have a great start to the year. Like I said, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. Every morning at 11 will be the uploads, not every day, excuse me, but at 11, we'll keep the uploads consistent at that time. But I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys on the desk tomorrow morning.